Hey folks, give me 1 second here. I got my Tiggy juice, and well, I gotta drink my Tiggy juice. Mm. Well, what's in my stack of stuff this morning is actually something kind of funny. Talking to you guys on Wednesday, March 23rd. One that's pretty just damn humorous. There's a somebody, I'm not saying who the somebody is, but there's a somebody running around Emory University, which happens to be a fairly liberally minded college down. It's very liberally minded. Okay, it is in. Well, if it's all things, it's in Atlanta, Georgia. It's in an area called Druid Hills, DeKalb County, Georgia. Very, they're not even like blue dog liberals, man. They're just liberals, okay? And there's somebody who's running around this place with chalk, not like spray paint, but chalk. So, dude is running around and writing Trump 2016. So, the the president of Emory University, a gentleman by the name of James Wagner, sent out an email on unexpected chalkings, drive-by chalkings. It's horrible. Oh, dear Emory community, here's his quote from the email. Yesterday I received a visit from 40 to 50 student protesters upset by the unexpected chalkings on campus sidewalks and some buildings yesterday morning. In this case referencing Donald Trump. The students shared with me their concern that these messages were meant to intimidate rather than merely advocate for a particular candidate having appeared outside of the context of a Georgia election or campus campaign activity. Now, why is this something that is not like in your face when the liberals do this stuff and they're holding up the signs, Black Lives Matter and all the rest of this, you guys are racist, and, you're imperialist thugs and, you're fascists and all this stuff. Dude writes it off in chalk, okay? The next rainstorm, or if somebody walks by with a sponge, it's gone. Yeah, okay, it gets even better than that. During our conversation, they voiced their genuine concern and pain in the face of this perceived intimidation. What kind of pussies do they have going to Emory University who are so intimidated by somebody writing down Trump 2016? Now, if they wrote down Hillary 2016, would they be showing genuine concern and pain in the face of this perceived intimidation? No, because people who don't vote for Hillary and like Trump are not pussies. That's right. These guys are so hurting in their manginas. They've got so much sand in their cracks. They can't stand for somebody to have a differing opinion that they cannot stand for somebody to say, you know what? I'm thinking that this guy is the person that I'm liking most of all. I'm going to show my support by, doing something that is not abusive or destructive, but I'm simply just voicing my opinion. And notice, he did it or she did it in chalk. That is not something that's going to be there for a long term. It's not something that's going to be situated in such a means, method, or being destructive on anybody's private or personal property that you can't get rid of it with the next, swipe of a wet sponge or rainstorm. They actually did it the right way. If somebody really didn't like it, they wipe it off, whatever. But, this dude basically, or she, made their point by coming around and making their statements in a public venue. It's a little bit of a graffiti thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of cute. It's not harmful. And pretty much is saying, I like this person enough that I'm putting my name, on their name, and I'm putting it out there. Now, let me go on further with this one because Magina Master now has to deal with these pussies. After meeting with our students, I cannot dismiss their expression of feelings and concern as motivated only by political preference or oversensitivity. Instead, the students with whom I spoke heard a message not about political process or candidate choice, but instead about values regarding diversity and respect that clash with Emory's own. Really? They wrote down a name and they wrote down 4 digits of a year. Is that really that much of, going against values regarding diversity and respect that clash with Emory's own? What a bunch of liberal pussies. As an academic community, we must value and encourage the expression of ideas, vigorous debate, speech, dissent, and protest. I thought that's what dude just did by writing Trump 2016. At the same time, our community must respect. At the same time, At the same time, our commitment to respect, civility, and inclusion calls us to provide a safe environment that inspires and supports courageous inquiry. Excuse me, I think dude just did that. It's important that we recognize, listen to, and honor the concerns of these students as well as faculty and staff who may feel similarly. Because you're pussies. On the heels of work begun by students last fall and advanced last month through the Racial Justice Retreat and subsequent working groups, Emory is taking a number of significant steps. Yeah, you're going to basically wear tampons because you're pussies! Immediate refinements to certain policy and procedural deficiencies. For example, our bias incident reporting and response process, because you're pussies. Regular and structured opportunities for difficult dialogues like the Transforming Community project of several years ago, because you're pussies. A formal process to institute identification, review, and addressing of social justice opportunities and issues, and commitment to an annual retreat to renew our effort, because you're pussies, and you can't do anything on your own except as a group of pussies complaining and whining and bitching about things because you have no true feelings about how to do things on your own except as a group of whiny little girls. To keep moving forward, we must continue to engage in rich and meaningful To keep moving forward, we must continue to engage in rich and meaningful dialogue around critical Oh, Jesus. It's hard to get through this crap. To keep moving forward, we must continue to engage in rich and meaningful dialogue around critical issues facing our nation and our society. I learned from every conversation like the one that took place yesterday and know that further conversations are necessary. More than that, such discussions should lead to action that continues to foster a more just and inclusive Emory. Sincerely, James Wagner, Pussy. Actually, no, he's Pussy Master because he's leading a group of pussies. Holy cow, man. What kind of mangina hurting whiny bitches is it such a group that cannot deal with somebody putting out another political person's name on an area that is probably just inundated with everything ragingly leftist? Here's the thing about the inclusionary and, completely compassionate liberal. They have no space in their head for a differing opinion or any way to think in any matter other than that fine little structured box for idiocy in which they find themselves. I'm going to use a quote here that I use quite a lot, and it comes from, of all people, PhD Michael Savage. Liberalism is a mental disorder. Because it is. There's no other way you can think like these guys and have any semblance of saying that we know how the world works because we're going to check it in the little block. If you're not a racist, bigot, homophobe, or sexist, you do not fit in their template of any way to describe another human being. These people truly need to be driven out of power, and they need to be pretty much driven into that little dark area where we kind of pretty much have a cage where there's like, see, this is the North American liberal, and they're on there railing in a cage going, communism, socialism. It's like we all get to laugh at them and keep on going because, these pussy little buttholes don't get a chance to actually do any damage. And here's the major problem with liberalism as a whole. They've gotten knocked out of political power. They've lost so many seats, it's insane, that they've said the only way to get their viewpoints out there is to inculcate it in the education system and in colleges. They are making a bunch of morons who believe that social justice is so much more important than working hard and making your own way in the world. The Russians are laughing at us right now. Most of these third world guys are laughing at us right now because they basically go, okay, here's a problem, grab the bucket of water, put out the fire, versus the liberals going, oh, that fire is racist because it's burning something that is politically our side of the equation. That's the problem with liberals. They don't look at things on its face. They always use emotion rather than logic. Mrs. Dude paid me a high compliment the other day. We were talking about something and I threw something out there. She goes, that's your problem. You always look at things logically. It's like, hell, I'm actually proud you told me that. Thanks, dear. I'm going to break up on this one, folks. Eco keeps entering as always. You know it. You love it. Liberals are pussies. Major social justice warrior pussies. See you guys.